as you know, as I've told you many times,
well, listen to Garnar.
The cleaners are not employed by Nexus.
Because the decision's been taken to contract them out.
No. They've never, certainly in my time in Nexus, been employed directly as cleaners. We've always contract cleaned the metro system for many, many years. Now, cleaners who currently work for Churchill have a contract, and Churchill have a contract from DB Regio to clean the metro cars and to clean the stations. That contract goes through until August 2014. We expect DB Regio and Churchill to honour that contract. So your dispute is with Churchill.
I've just explained, so you're going to, because I want him to come out and use all this.
Except for
the little on the ITA in regard to living wage, saying to us and Councillor Wood in particular, to me and you, saying that he wants a living wage for councillor workers. Is that correct?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, there is no mandate on me, there is no resolution of the ITA to put any conditions on wage rates.
And that's why we're here today, that's why we'll be outside the ITA meeting, that's why we'll be inside the ITA meeting, that's why we'll be putting pressure on members of the ITA. This isn't a personal thing between us and the management or any of the managers, although we have to say we find it a little bit strange that we've got a situation where Sharon Kelly, Wayne Dixon, people like that go on the television and tell the radio that DB have got nothing to do with this dispute. And then when these cleaners are out on strike, we've got highly paid DB Regio managers taken to the brushes and shovels to undermine legal industrial action. Now, we find that atrocious. What's also astonishing and appalling for us is this campaign that we've got to say that irrespective of industrial action and industrial disputes, these people are worth at least a travel pass on the Tyne and Weir Metro. You know that our view is that it should be a leisure pass that's open to them at any time and not just a pass to go to work. Well, the least that can happen is that that pass should be given irrespective of industrial action, because the opposite, what happens is, Bernard, by refusing to give them that pass, and I'll let you get in a second, by refusing to give them that pass, it looks as if Nexus is taking sides on the side of Churchill, the employer, in a dispute to keep these people on poverty pay.
Nexus isn't taking sides, and I've made the offer through to the trade union that on the cessation of this dispute, we will make travel to and from work on Metro available to cleaners.
But why on the cessation of this dispute when this dispute is specifically about wages and conditions?
Because that is a dispute between yourselves and Churchill.
Yeah.
It's got absolutely nothing to do with Nexus.
Yeah,
and that remains the case.
So why wait until this dispute's over to give them a travel facility that they should be entitled to as frontline workers on the Metro system?
Because it's not in their contracts to do that. It would be something additional, and I'm prepared to do that for the cleaners. But only on cessation of this dispute.
You see, that's where we've got a problem, because that makes it look as if you're taking sides with the employer to put additional pressure on the cleaners to settle so they get a travel pass.
No, what I'm trying to do is give some benefit to the cleaners so they can get to and from work on Metro at no cost. That's what I'm not good enough. That's good enough. Well, good enough. That's all I'm offering. It's in. Just have a look in the.
Well, it's at 150,000. Yeah, and you're not accountable to anybody. You're not elected.
First of all, thanks for coming out and talking to us. We obviously have a big gulf between ourselves, Nexus, DB, and with Churchill's. Let's hope that we're able, in the long term, to breach that gulf, because all these cleaners want to do is what they've been doing for all the time, and that's working and providing a damn good service.
Yeah, and I appreciate that.
Well, you may appreciate it, but talk is cheap, and the bottom line is they are cheap labour. Very cheap labour. They're on minimum poverty wage. And when you consider today, people who've just gone in there like Sharon Kelly and Wayne Dixon, who've been on bushes and shovels all day trying to undermine industrial action and legal strike action, it makes it look to us as if we've got Nexus, the ITA, DB Regio and Churchill's. I mean, Churchill's don't even have to make a statement in this dispute because DB does it for them. Every time there's action, DB goes on the television and says, we will make sure no one feels the effects of this dispute. So we thought today we'd come round to Nexus House and make sure someone did realise that we were out on strike today and make a bit of noise about it.
Well, I appreciate that you're in dispute. I've made you an offer that on cessation of that dispute, we'll offer travel to and from work on Metro. Well, otherwise, we're looking forward you to resolve your dispute with your employers, not with Nexus.
You should take a decision. If you can't make those contractors pay a living wage and a decent wage to people who provide a service on your system, then you should take them back in-house.
Well, I can't do that because they've got a contract, legally binding contract, to provide the service on the basis of the conditions that are there. And you know that.
Then we're in a situation. Then we're in a situation where this dispute will go on and on and on.
Well, I'm sorry if that's the case, but I've explained my position.
I understand your
Okay.
position.
Shame on you, Bernard.
Thanks
Shame
for
on you.
coming in. Anyway, Bernard.